freaking. Bear with me here, guys. It's weird. Sometimes this stuff works, sometimes it don't. I don't know. Yeah, you are not live on YouTube. I'm working on it. Working on it. We're still live on Facebook, I think.
It just went live on YouTube. I just got a
Okay.
notification.
All right. So yeah, it just went up then. Yeah, it's saying streaming. So yeah. All right. Try now.
It's just being slow.
Yeah, it's dude. Like I said, for somebody that's never done streaming before, look. Okay. Yeah, she's saying it's up. But hey, there we go. Okay. Mark Somerville. He lived opposite of the elementary school. So that would be why that wasn't working.
Okay, yeah, that was.
We'll get rid of that.
Okay, that was towards where that grocery store was, I think, wasn't it? The elementary school.
That was on the west side of campus, right? I think.
Yeah.
It was like west and north just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're getting old,
I can definitely feel it.
Yeah, I knew. Like I said, I knew he lived somewhat close. I didn't know if it was on like the outskirts of town or what it was. But Bo Camp said Mr. Miller was the absolute best, always happy, never rude, and you can definitely attest to that. I mean, like I said, he was always happy, always smiling. I mean, even when we did the closing ceremonies, he was very happy, very smiling. Hey, how you guys doing? He actually thanked me. He's like, I appreciate everything you did for this. And I said, I told him, I'm like, I appreciate you getting us the building. I'm like, we really didn't have anywhere to do it. When I don't even remember where we were going to do it at first. I know we were trying to keep it close to campus. The new school had just moved in, so there was kind of like, well, we don't want you to kind of do it here like as much as we would like it, but whatever, there was friction. And I know Mr. Miller, he stepped up and, he talked to the church, got the okay. 7 a.m., met me there after I was at the store at 6:30 trying to get the cake. And he opened the doors, he said, whatever you need, just let me know. I said, no, we're good. I'm like, chairs are already set up and everything. I'm like, that's all we needed. But yeah, he was, always very happy. So yeah, very, very good man. He's definitely going to be missed. So
yeah.
But so outside of that, what else you guys got going on? What's new with you guys? Anything?
No. I think I finally got all my Christmas shopping done. Now I got to just get stuff wrapped.
I haven't even started. Well, I did start. I can't lie. Amazon. Thank God for Amazon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Look, man, when you work 24/7 schedules, you can't go to the mall or so around me, and I don't know if it's like, it's funny because all right, so we'll go down that road. So you guys remember the mall trips? I want to say probably almost all but one of the malls, and I don't know if Somerville's still watching. He might be able to remember. I know you had Capitol. What's that? Capitol Mall? Was one. Harrisburg. I think Harrisburg East was another one. I want to say there was Harrisburg East, but all I remember is like when I look, Colonial Park I think had a mall, but I think they're all gone now. Like as far as I know, they've all been torn down or they've been replaced. And even like by me, we used to have two big malls we called it the Hall. But there were three malls in my county. We have one left. And the one that's left used to be the worst one and is now the only one. And the only other mall close to me, which, Michael, you might know, would be Christiana Mall. Which is, it's a nice mall. It's big. It's not as big as King of Prussia, but King of Prussia is expensive. And we actually have a couple, I think senior trip went to King of Prussia Mall. For our senior trip, we stopped there because we did Philadelphia and we stopped at King of Prussia for the evening. Because my parents actually met me up there and we were walking around. But it's like one mall left. So like when you work a schedule like I work, you can't go out. So half of what I did, I got on Amazon and gift cards. Gift cards are easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just thinking, like, I think a lot of the malls that were up by Harrisburg that we used to go to, they're not even there anymore. Everything's been taken over by Amazon. It's crazy.
Wasn't there something down around the Carlisle area too, I thought? Or no?
Mechanicsburg, maybe? No.
No, I think there was
No.
a mall in Carlisle.
Maybe.
That's been
Yeah, I know. It's
close to
going way
30 years
back,
ago.
right?
I don't remember. Yeah.
What, I know, Jerry, you did, no, wait, well, I know the first year, 2 years you might have. Ski Club, where did they go?
Oh, that was Ski Round Tuck.
That's right.
I remember. I do remember that.
Okay, so you had ski,
I
you
never
had
went, but I
that.
just remember that for some odd reason the name stuck to my head.
I know Rizzo always went because he was he did the whole snowboarding and stuff. But so there was that. There was the mall trips. I know the one movie theater was at the mall. That was the movie theater we always went to.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's actually where I saw Black Dog for the first time, and that's what made me like Smoking the band that always made me want to drive a truck. But Black Dog was like the nail in the coffin, and that was senior year. And I don't remember which student it was, but one of them was like, "Oh, you got to come see this movie," and I'm like, "Dude, I came for the mall trip. I didn't go to I'm like, I don't want to waste 3 hours seeing a movie." And he told me about it. And he's like, "Oh, you got to come. You got to come see it. You'll like it. You like trucks. You'll like it." And dude, I loved it. And actually, the one actor in it is a comedian from Philadelphia, now lives in Vermont. And I actually talked to him and I told him, I'm like, you're one of the inspirations as to why I got my CDL. And him and I stay in touch. But yeah, he's much older now. But yeah, he was like in his 20s when he was in the movie. So, but he's a
Mm-hmm.
great guy, funny comedian. Rusty Deweese, if anybody ever wants to look him up, funny guy, real good guy. He's also a guitar player, plays music. But it's one of them Vermonters now. He left Philly to go live in Vermont. But yeah, I know
Right.
that we did the movie theater. I think the only time we ever got McDonald's was on a sports trip. But that's a big sentence. Saw the CLI drill team on Northern Boulevard in Queens, New York. They were terrible. Hopefully they are better now. One thing about Grove, he lent me his bayonet for the rifle for competition. Must give me credit. Yeah. I don't know what he means by better now because we don't have a school.
Yeah, I don't know because well, that depends on when he saw him. Because I know back in our day, our drill team was pretty tight.
We were good. I
Yeah.
remember the one comp at Indian Town Gap. I don't remember who. I know Jason Lehman, me, and there was two others on color guard that year, and that was 96, 97. And we did a
Mm-hmm.
big competition at Indian Town Gap, and it was. I mean, there must have been 12 schools or so, um, and I remember we were like so sharp, but everything got first place except color guard because, if you recall, our color guard always had the sergeant major behind it. We were a five
Mm-hmm.
man color guard. We were always a 5 man color guard. When we trained for that drill competition, we trained with a 5 man color guard. And actually, it was Zyderbit, another one, rest his soul.
Yeah.
He was our sergeant major that at that time, and we ended up doing it. We looked sharp. Sergeant Stone was like, you guys were awesome. He goes, everything was perfect. It was crisp. It was clean. And then came time for the awards. We didn't get third. We didn't get second. So we were sitting there going, holy crap, we got first. We swept this whole competition and we didn't even place. So Sergeant Stone was like you could see it. You know how when he was upset, like he just turned
Oh
red.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Storms in the middle of the award ceremony. Storms across the floor over to one of the, I guess, like the army guys that was doing the points. Came back over with his head down, and I think it was Zyderbit was the one that looked at him and was like, kind of went like this, like, what was that all about? Because we had a fifth person on the floor, they disqualified us. And we were like, but
What?
that's how we train. Like, that's how we operate. And they said it was supposed to be 4 man color guards, and that's it. We got disqualified for the fifth man. We would have swept that whole competition, but they disqualified the color guard for that. I remember that to this
Oh,
day, dude. I was still mad about it. And I had the video actually. My dad's got the VHS somewhere. We have it of that drill meet. He went to it, and I mean it was like perfect, dude. Everything was perfect. But
because you had the one extra man. That is wow.
Drill team was started by Milton Beaucamp and Gregory Beaucamp. And yes, Carson Long closed. I guess you missed that memo, but what, we're on 5, 6, 7 years now? It's been a few years. So it's been a while.
2018. No.
Was it? I don't remember. I can't remember what year it was. Yeah, it's been a couple years though.
Because my son Matthew graduated in 2020, and I was going to send him there.
Yeah.
So it was 2016.
Yeah, because you got the
So
letter that
it's
he was
been almost 10
accepted.
years.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Crazy.
Why didn't I know about Zyderbit? I don't think I know.
Really? Older
I don't think
Zyderbit.
so.
Yeah. I'll call you later about that one. Yeah, I thought you knew about that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'll call you after this. I'll talk to you about it. But
I knew about, who was it? Czar? Was it Czar?
Well, you knew about.
We had
you know about,
Seisler. Seisler's the one I'm thinking.
Seisler, yeah.
Yeah. Seisler's the one I'm
What
thinking.
happened with him?
Same thing. I'll go over with that y'all off air. But
Okay.
yeah, if you guys once we go off air, just stay in the chat. I'll talk to you guys about it. But yeah,
Mhm.
no, we lost a lot of them, man. I mean, it's crazy. You know, I mean, I know a lot of guys are off the circuit. And that's what I said. Like, it's one of the reasons, like Jerry and you talked about. You know, one of the big reasons about Facebook is, talking to the guys from Carson Long. You know, obviously, like I had the firefighter guys and all that, but the big reason I still have it is keeping in touch with everybody from school. I mean, like I said
Yeah.
before, it's funny. Like some guys are like, well, I didn't like them then, I don't like them now. But I mean, look, we all got older. We all grew up. We became adults. We knew.
Yeah, but there has to be somebody there that you like. That's the. I mean, I wouldn't be friends with somebody on Facebook if I didn't like them.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
And like Jerry, we lived together for a little bit. We had our friction. We worked through it. I mean, Michael, you and I,
Yeah.
we've been good friends for years. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the only other one is Jason Lehman. I'd love to catch up with him sometime. I know he kind of fell off
I'd love to
Facebook.
catch up with him too, because I lost contact with him.
But like I said, I mean, we knew what we had to do there. We survived, and that's what it was. It was all about survival. It was about becoming independent without your parental guidance. I mean, granted, you had the faculty guidance, but it was all about that independence, and that's how we survived because we all stuck tight together. Jerry and I were roommates for, I think, senior year it was. Actually, it might have even been second year. I don't even remember. I know senior year we were, and then we had
I
a
think
bunch.
it was junior and senior year.
Yeah, I think junior year because we had your room, and then I think it was half a senior year, and then I ended up getting my own room by myself because we had rooms open up. So it was like, yeah, I'd rather have my own room, and but it was, you had to work together, and that's what it was all about was the teamwork and the independence. It goes back to like a couple weeks ago about was the school really a big deal? Well, there you go. I mean, it was. But yeah, there's a lot of guys on Facebook that I stay tight with.
You become close when you got to take a dump in front of somebody that's peeing in front of you. Because there's no doors.
Doing that morning that morning fart in front of you while you're trying to take a Duke.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you learn to get close when shit like that happens.
Yeah, platoon showers,
Well, that's because you had people that wouldn't take a shower.
Beaucamp said he was class of
We had
'82.
a couple of those.
Everybody did.
We had a couple of those.
But yeah, no, it was like I said, it was all about sticking together, and I think over the years we've all stuck together. Whether we lost touch for a while or not. I mean, most of us, like I said, we're all on Facebook now, and I mean, you still have your cliques, and there's nothing wrong with that. You see it. We still have our cliques, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we all had our groups that we hung out with. Like me, Michael, you, and Lehman. We were always together, and who else was with us? Who was the real tall one? Oh shit. I don't know. I know there was like 4 or 5 of us. Jerry and I always hung out in the building together. Me, him, and Rizzo, McIntosh. Surprised he hasn't chimed in
Are you
yet.
talking about, what's his name? Unziger?
Yeah, that's what it was. Unziger.
Unziger, yeah.
Well, it was what's his name for a little while, and him and Mare until they both got thrown. Ashley and Mare until they got thrown out
Oh yeah.
for breaking into
Yeah.
ROTC and going AWOL.
Yeah.
They didn't make it very far.
What would drive you to do that? I don't
I,
understand.
dude, honestly, so here's what I remember. Okay, and Mare and I were always close, and we were good friends. You know, we always went on hikes together. You know, something else we never talked about, that are illegal hikes. But I always checked on him, and you know, I was like, you know, are you okay? You know, how you holding up? Like, I mean, we all had somebody that we always kept an eye on, and he was kind of like I always kept an eye on him. And I remember the night before, and he didn't seem himself. We were talking after dinner. I think it was on a weekend or something. It was like after dinner or something, and we were talking outside, and he was like, he was talking real funny. You know, like saying stuff like that, like, you know, oh, if I was a colonel or something, you know, and I had all the supplies, I would, you know, I could hike all the way to Newport and get on a train or something. Like, he was talking real weird like that. And I said to him, like, dude, are you good? And he goes, yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. He's like, just wish I could get some supplies. And I was like, you're not thinking about going AWOL, are you? And he goes, no, no. He's like, I just wonder where I could get some supplies. And, you know, and I just thought he wasn't all there. And that's when the next morning we woke up. I know it was on a Friday night because it was Saturday that it happened. And everybody thought he was hiding in like the bell tower or something. And they were searching all over campus for him. And that's when I think it was who was it, Colonel Brown or Colonel who was the ROTC guy?
No, Colonel Butler.
Butler. Colonel Butler had come in around lunchtime. That's when they discovered the room was broken into. And I remember the state police coming. And it was Sunday that they caught them. And I remember them coming in, and you know, the families coming to pick them up. Actually, I think Mayor left with the state police. But yeah, I remember that. But it was like he was talking all funny, and I'm like, dude, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. Just like it was, just wasn't making sense. But like I never knew he had it. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to go and break into the ROTC room. But that's what they did. They went in there, took a whole bunch of supplies and stuff, and I guess started trying to hike to New. I forget where they caught them. I don't know. It was like outside of Newport or something that they caught them. So,
God only knows.
what do we got here?
Yeah, I do remember that incident. I did have one question because it just popped in my head while we were discussing that.
What's
I
that?
remember just before the school shut down, there was something caught my eye online, so I did a little bit more research. Now, apparently, there was a person that had gone to Carson Long around our time that had pressed charges against the school because
I saw you. I sent that to you. I was the one that sent that to you.
Yeah. Who was that, or do we not know?
We never found out. It was all like kept disclosed. Yeah, he tried suing the school, and I don't know if it settled out of court or I never found out. So, but yeah, no. Well, I mean, I'm sure I could find out. I'd have to do some research. But yeah, he sued the school for sexual assault from one of the students. I think is what it was.
Was it Haste?
No, it was. I want to say it was our senior year.
Oh.
It was mine and your senior year.
Somebody that was in the junior school.
It was the junior school, but that was all we got out of it, because like the I think Chris actually, McCullough and I actually, he was the one I think that sent it to me first. And he was like, this was right after me. He's like, this was around your year. And we started doing the numbers on like the age and everything else and piecing it together. And that's when we realized it had to be a junior schooler. But so I don't know if it was one of those, like, was somebody just trying to get money? Did something really happen? You know, we didn't know. And I know it was in the news. And then all of a sudden it was like, it was gone. Like you didn't see anything more on it. So let's see if I can.
I do remember there was this one kid in the junior school. I could see his face, but I can't remember his name. And he was an odd character. And he like intentionally went AWOL like a couple times.
Yep, I found it.
And I think he ended up getting expelled, or maybe his parents just came and pulled him out. I don't know what.
This was back in 2015. This was. Former Cadet One
That was a
Nations.
long time after us.
No, but it happened in the late 90s. that he's being sexually abused by fellow students. Yeah, that's what it was. The 30-year-old former cadet alleges a suit filed November 30th by the lawyer company that happened when he was 13 years old. And on Tuesday, President Pearson's denied allegations. All boys. Yeah, the former cadet alleges. All right, here you go. The former cadet alleges that he moved into a dormitory in the all-boys school in September of '98 with boys of similar age, which would be the junior school. However, after a few weeks, he was moved to a different floor with cadets several years older, which I can't see them doing, because the junior school was the junior school.
Yeah, all the sixth graders were up. It was 3 floors. So the sixth grade was upstairs, seventh grade was second, and eighth was the first.
So I can't, that part I can't see. I can't see them moving somebody around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was never in the junior school, so.
Oh, there was the 1 year that they had the high school cadets be the squad leaders for the junior school, and I got handpicked as one of them. That was my sophomore year, and I hated it.
Oh, that's right, because you had to live in the junior school, right?
No, I didn't have to live in there. Like, I could still live in annex. But I had to get up every morning and then go up and make sure they're ready. And then, But the thing that ticked me off about that was me and there was 2 other. And I don't remember who it was. I'd have to go back and look. But we were told that if we did this, and depending on how good we did, we would get positions our junior year. Well, I had at that time got promoted up to staff sergeant, and then when my junior year came, nothing came about it. And then Colonel Holman pulled me out of the office, wanted to know if I wanted to be a squad leader again. I'm like, no. And him and I actually kind of got into a little tiff about it. And I think he got mad at me because I called him out. I said, sir, you told me and whoever the other 2 cadets were that if we did this, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, he didn't like that. And so my rank was temporarily taken away from me because of that. And then Captain Robinson found out about it, and then I guess Robbie talked to Colonel Holman, and then I was reinstated back to my staff sergeant. But then I was just a staff sergeant with no.
I don't remember, and even looking through the yearbook, I couldn't figure it out. I remember junior year into senior year, I was a squad leader, sergeant first class, and I was a squad leader. Because all the other positions were full. I was literally the highest ranking squad leader in the whole frickin' school. And I remember being pissed about that when I went home. Well, when I came back senior year, Jerry, I think, was the first one to come up to me when I got on campus. And he's like, yo, Colonel Holman's looking for you. And I blew it off. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then somebody else came up to me and they're like, Colonel Holman's looking for you. I'm like, why is he looking for I'm not even, like, I'm just getting here. Like, and then finally, I think it was who was the XO our senior year? Not Shaw. Was it old? No. Oh crap! But whoever it was, the XO came up to me, and
wasn't it Martin?
Freaking, you're driving me nuts out. All right, yeah. No, so it was old Danny, and old Danny
Martin was the year before.
That's right.
Old Danny came up and he said, you need to report to Colonel Holman's office immediately. And I'm like, dude, I haven't even checked in yet. Like, what the heck's going on? Like, am I getting thrown out? Bye, see ya, you know? So I go in, and here, whoever was supposed to be our first sergeant that year didn't come back. And I ended up getting put in first sergeant my senior year. But I can't remember for the life of me who it was supposed to be. Like, I probably remembered then, but I can't remember now who that was supposed to be that didn't come back. And that's all I remember. He said, so-and-so didn't come back, and I need a good first sergeant. Do you know anybody? And I was like, I can go find somebody. But it was like, you don't tell Colonel Holman no. But no, I can't remember who that was, though. Like, I've even looked through the yearbook before thinking, like, okay, who do I remember? And I don't remember who it was. But that's how I ended up getting, because I didn't go back remember they did the leadership camp the week before? I didn't go back for that. So I got on campus the same time as everybody else. But,
I don't remember if I did the leadership camp or not when I was drum major.
Well, you were drum major. That doesn't count.
Hey, you know what? That was the most chill position.
I mean, look, man, all you got to do is this, okay? That's all you got.
And then get called into Colonel Holman's office 3 times a week and get my butt chewed because their beat was not at 120 steps a minute.
Oh, and you had to wear a stupid feather on your head. Oh wait, that's right, I forgot.
Yeah, that just
we know where that went.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
no, I'll tell you a funny story. My senior year, when I was drum major, we had this freshman kid in Annex. His name was Jean Baptiste, and we had got our first promotions just before Parents Weekend, and I got promoted up to Master Sergeant, and he had got his first strike, right? So he thought he was hot shit, and he came to me. I think it was the Friday night before Parents Weekend started. And he thought he was going to tell me that I was supposed to go clean the bathroom and polish the brass and all that crap, right? I just sat there and looked at him, and I looked on my shoulders, and then I looked on his shoulders. I said, when you get second lieutenants on your chest or on your shoulders, come talk to me. And I closed the door. And he was like, I'm going to go tell Captain Robinson you disobeyed me. I said, I opened the door and said, you want me to go with you?
Do you know where his apartment is? I'll take you.
Yeah, right? And speaking of Captain Robinson, I'll share this one. I'll never forget this. When we all came back for fall, and then we had the new guys that were the first year, and then you had the meet and greet in your classroom, right?
yeah.
Robbie Sting, every time, he said, now for all you new guys, this is your first year, let me explain something to y'all. He said, this building is run under a dictatorship, and I'm the dick. And he said, and if there's any person that thinks that they're a bigger dick than me, stay in this classroom after this meet and greet, and we'll talk about it.
I want to know. I'm sitting here looking at this. I want to know how we went from this, which is a nice cover. Okay, I mean that was nice. To 97, we had this.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then we get this for 98. Like,
Right?
I feel deprived here. All the other years had nice covers. You know, we get this like a 2-year-old drew it.
Well, I guess it was dependent on who was on the yearbook committee or whatever.
Guilty. But I didn't have anything to do with the cover, just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, so it was Savilli's page. Okay. That's why I had my own page, because Savilli got thrown out. Yeah. I got lucky. I had my own page.
I was so upset about that.
Oh, a lot of us were. Trust me.
See, I remember him getting thrown out, but I don't remember.
I don't even remember what it was for.
Yeah, why did he? Or was it something dumb?
I thought... And I love him to death, because we still talk, but I thought it was like smoking or something. Was smoking or hazing? I don't remember. I'd have to ask him. I'll have to ask him. See if he remembers.
Because he was head waiter, wasn't he?
Savelli? No, he's a company commander.
Yeah, but wasn't he head waiter at one time?
The year before, I think, might have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't remember. I'm trying to see if he's at least in here.
Shoot, I could go through the yearbook and I could tell you which ones had chewing tobacco, which ones had cigarettes, and
There you are, buddy. Savelli right there.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
I miss him. I gotta go up to New York and see him sometime.
I remember there was one year that there was, I think it might have been my junior year, where there was a ton of orders for cadets,
Oh, God.
The tobacco contraband, right? So Robbie came through our building one night with a plastic bag and said, if you got it, put it in here now, no questions asked. You won't get in trouble. This is your one get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
And he says that because within the next week, he's just going to do a surprise inspection and he's going to rip. If he finds it after the fact, then you were going to get nailed to the cross. He said, but if you give it up now.
I remember that. They used to do that in CH. We come back from vacation and you did the 8 o'clock check-in and it would be like a half hour later. There'd be a big trash can in the middle of the hallway and they would sit there and say, I'm going in my apartment. If you got anything illegal, anything you're not supposed to have, dump it in the trash can now, no questions asked. If I catch you with it later, it's a general order. And people, we were smart enough to put stuff in there, but but it was like, they knew, as soon as you heard that, you knew you were going to get strip searched. Them rooms were going to get tossed.
Yep.
If you think about it, how close of that is it to jail? Like when they do hide contraband, I mean, the hiding spots we had to find.
Oh my God!
You didn't have very many spots.
There were concrete buildings, concrete block rooms,
jail cells.
That's the best way to put it. It's the best way to put it. Was a jail cell with a transom.
Yeah. The only thing is, we had doors. They have bars.
I mean, now a couple of them I do remember. I don't remember. Jerry, you might remember. Somebody in CH took their dictionary and in one section cut out a small area and kept their cigarettes in it. That I remember. Because they
Shawshank Redemption shit.
But that's what it was. That was the only place.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like, that's how slick we had to get because there was nowhere to put anything. I mean, dude, you couldn't even put something in your shoe because they'd be flipping them out and upside down. I mean, they checked everywhere.
There was a couple cadets that I knew in Annex that, like, with the beds against the wall, they would take their cans of dip and tuck it in where that 45-degree angle was, like all the way in the far corner where you couldn't see it.
See, that didn't work in our building because they flipped the mattresses.
Yeah.
They stripped the whole room, and the last thing they would do is they'd flip the mattress because they were making sure you didn't cut a hole in the mattress. I mean, dude, when I say our rooms were flipped, they were flipped.
Remember the daggum pee covers that we were supposed to have?
Oh, God, I could not. Dude, you couldn't even sleep on those things.
No.
We had a couple guys who would flip them upside down. That's because it's the only way you could sleep.
It's like rolling around on a potato chip bag.
pretty much.
You could never keep your beds made right. Like, you couldn't keep them tight because the things would just wrinkle them all up.
I love it how the food was so great. It was like a hospital, dude. If anybody's ever spent time in a hospital, they can relate to this. Because when I had my gallbladder out a couple years ago, I can relate to this. But the food was so great that you could sit in your bed in the middle of the night and you'd hear somebody farting 5 rooms away. But it's like that's what it was. Like you said, they were like prison cells. I could see, like, I can't, and that maybe this is why I can't sleep in silence. I know there's people out there that, like me personally, I have a little box fan. I sleep with it on. I don't care. It helps me sleep. If you put me in a hotel room and it's dead silent, I won't sleep. I'll be up all night. If there's any bit of light, which, again, from school, our rooms were, in the wintertime, dude, it was dark. And any bit of light, I can't sleep. Go. All right, buddy, be safe.
I got a call. Yep, see ya.
Deuces.
Yeah.
But it was like, I couldn't sleep in total silence. And that was the one thing that always bothered me with school, dude. It was so quiet in there. Like, you could hear a pin.
Yeah, you couldn't have. You wouldn't let us have radios on or nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, a bunch of us had our Walkman. This was back in the day. We had our Walkmans.
Well,
but,
yeah.
We don't have headsets like this or like the earbuds. We didn't have that. They weren't noise canceling. And God forbid your roommate didn't have any. Like, me and you, at least, we listened to the same kind of music, so it was no big deal. But like, I could have my headphones on, you'd be hearing what I'm listening to. I mean, it sucked. Yeah. But
I still sleep with a radio on now. I can't do a fan. I do a fan in the summer, but in the winter, I can't do a fan.
I gotta have some. I have to have a white noise. I have to have some kind of white noise.
I have the radio on.
But that you have something in the background though.
Yeah.
But you were like, I can't. You were like that in school though, because I remember you used to keep the radio on real low at night. I think you had it like under your pillow or something. But
yeah.
I remember it was under the pillow. Yeah. And you had your hand on it the whole time, so if they came in real quick, you were like, doink.
Yeah.
Oh God, memories. But yeah,
where's Chris?
I don't know. I texted him earlier, so yeah, we'll get him on the next one. But
he responded in your
did he?
text. I saw him.
Yeah, that's why I thought he was going to get in, but whatever. But yeah, no, it's like you nailed it on the head. It was like jail cells, dude. They were block walls, blocks. Well, I think it was drywall ceiling, but there was nowhere to hide anything. Like, dude, even candy.
No, it was plaster ceiling. Everything was
it?
brick, or everything was everything
it was
was
block.
block brick.
It was
or
it was
blocks.
block, but it was like
It was
dude, you couldn't even hang something out your window. I mean, well, you and I could. We had the roof below us. I remember hiding stuff in the gutters.
Well, you remember when it snowed, we'd put our sodas in the snow.
Yeah, in
and,
the
like,
snow
keep it
outside.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. But yeah, I mean, I remember like even coming back from vacations and stuff, you'd have like candies, cookies, and all your snacks. Dude, they'd be gone in a week because everybody and their brother would be coming after you for them. You had to hide that stuff.
Yep.
And you couldn't. The only place you could hide it was in your trunk. And they were so
And
easy.
that's the thing, too, when you got mail, they knew you got food.
Yeah,
because
there'd be a big package list, and they knew who got what.
Yeah.
Following cadets have packages. God damn it.
Yeah. So everybody be waiting upstairs for you to walk upstairs.
Yeah, what you got, yo? What you got? What you got?
Yeah.
But,
And you'd have to go in a room with your roommate, and they'd have to shut the door and hold
Right.
it shut.
It'd be like a mob on the other side of the door pushing it open.
People, they'd be boosting each other up, looking in through the top.
Through the window.
Yeah.
Oh, what you got over there?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's like
god.
commissary.
Oh. Yeah, but on a brighter note, you used to be able to sell a lot of that stuff for a lot of money, depending on what you had.
Absolutely.
Doritos, Chips Ahoy, Frito-Lays. Crackers was a big thing. I remember everybody liked the crackers, like the peanut butter crackers and stuff. That was a big thing. Like
yeah, but soups were the top.
Yeah, soups, the ramen soups and stuff. Yeah, that was the big one. So.
Well, especially if the snack machine was out.
Oh my god! And you'd be 2 weeks waiting for them to fix it.
Yeah, then you could make some good money selling that stuff.
Oh god! But you were only allowed to have $10. Because
my first year was $5.
Yeah. My first year was $5, and then they upped it from there. So,
yeah.
But
but my parents didn't up it. I still got $5, and then that's when you couldn't even afford a Stromboli because they were like, forget how much they were, but
yeah, but even the vending machines, dude. I mean, they were still 75 cents. 50 to 75 cents back in our day. So it's like, how much are you really going to get? And then that was if it was stocked and if you were quick enough to get to it.
Yeah.
Because half the time people got to it so quick you couldn't even get anything.
Or trying to find change.
Oh God, it's like going back to the stamp thing. Yo, who got a stamp? Sir, you got change?
Yeah.
Dude, I tell people that all the time. I'm like, you don't know what it means to be running up and down a hallway yelling, yo, who got a stamp? Because God forbid you didn't have your letter, man. You sat there until it was done. I remember, that's what I said. I remember sending home test papers just so that I could say, yeah, I wrote a letter. Here you go.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad would be calling me.
You're hungry and all you got is a $5 bill. And back then they didn't take $5 bills.
Yep. You're going around to different buildings asking people for change.
Yeah. And nobody rarely did you find anybody that had
And then when you did find it, it was, well, here, I'll give you $4 if you give me the $5. It's because I got to charge you.
Yep. All I got's $4. And you're so desperate, you're like,
whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
It's shit. Back then, cans of dip, the guys were selling cans of dip for like $5.
Nick and I were talking about that. Nick was like, Nick's like, I remember going up there because he was doing it behind my back, and he's like, dude, I could sell a pack of cigarettes for like $20 up there. I'm like, huh? He goes, yeah, dude, them people are desperate. I'm like, well, no shit. Like, they're not allowed to buy anything.
Yeah. See, before it became popular, you used to be able to get, and then everybody figured it out, the Pringles cans.
Yep.
Fit a can of dip in there perfectly. So you take Pringles out, put your cans of dip in the bottom, and then
put
fill
the Pringles back in.
Pringles.
Yeah. So, tricks of the trade,
but
man.
Then they became wise of that, and then it was like,
just like the mouthwash, everybody knew that. What's in the mouthwash? Nothing.
Yeah, I never did any of that.
No, like I say, no. I don't think any. Well, I don't think anybody in our building ever did. That was like a B company thing. I remember that was always coming
Well,
from like their area.
we had the what was it that one year? Huffin.
Yeah, 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 yep. Because
But
what's his name? That's how he died in college, our senior year.
because that was the one year I was platoon sergeant and I was in there and the guys were doing it and I got in trouble because I was in there with them.
Yeah. Hold on.
I forget who was in there with it. There was like 4 of us in a room. It was like
'Cause-
right at the beginning of the year.
Because we dedicated a page that year. I remember that. Because Lehman and I were on the same page with that. We said we wanted to dedicate a page to him. Where is it at? Was it our senior year? Looking. Might have been the year before. I just remember the area. Yeah, there we go. West. Matthew Weist. Weist. Wiest.
Oh yeah, we.
Yeah, because he died in college huffing. I remember hearing about that. And Colonel Holman, I remember at lunchtime, he gave us this whole spiel about it. Because we were all in shock, and he's going on about why we shouldn't do this and that. And we're like, dude, we just lost a friend, and you want to give us a speech. We get it, but the speech can wait.
Right.
But crazy. All right, well, folks, we'll wrap it up there. Jerry, if you want to hang on for a minute, I'll go over a couple things. But guys, we'll see you next week. Everybody be safe out there. Hope you guys have a good holiday. We'll try to get another one in next Sunday and talk to you guys later.